All right, guys, it is 10:34 a.m. and we're going to get started. How's everybody doing? Is everybody doing well? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Awesome. That's fantastic. Those of you who don't have your cameras on, please participate if you can with your cameras. I'm going to start off today talking about something that happened. And it relates kind of to customer service and what we can do to stand out. As you guys know, I checked the numbers this morning with the state of Florida. As you guys know, there are, looks like 1 bajillion realtors in the state of Florida. So that's not the exact number, but I didn't want to count them all. There's a ton of realtors, all right? How are you going to stand out? We talk about that all the time. Why me? Why Lisa? Why Mandy? Why Reshu? Why me when they could use anybody else out there, right? So what is it that makes you stand out? And I'm going to tell you guys this story because it finished this morning. It wrapped up this morning, the story did. So it starts some time ago. I got a nail in my tire and I realized that my tires were in bad shape anyway. So I went to get new tires on my SUV. It has big wheels. So I went to, I called around, got the best price. It happened to be the place where I go every time for tires anyway, and it's near my house, which is great. So I went in last Friday morning at 10 o'clock. It's great. They have Wi-Fi. I worked from the lobby. It took them an hour and a half, but I worked from the lobby and everything worked out fine. Paid them and left. I got to the office on Monday and one of our property managers, I guess smoked cigarettes or something back by where we park. And he said, "Hey, I like your new tires. Did you know you're missing a lug nut?" And I said, I did not know that. And so I went out and looked at it, and sure enough, I was missing a lug nut on my right rear tire. So I said, wow, I'll have to call them and see if I can go back and get my lug nut back. So I did, and they said, "Oh, sure, no problem, bring it in." I don't know, I haven't seen it, but bring it in and we'll take a look at it. So it was too late yesterday when I went by there, so I went by there this morning. And I go by there this morning, and there's 2 guys at the front desk, 2 manager-looking types. And I explained the situation to them, and one of them said, "Oh yeah, I was here Friday, and I asked our guy, I told him there's a lug nut missing, and he said he talked to you about it, you knew about it, it was missing when you got here, and you were fine with it." And I said, well, I don't remember that conversation at all. That doesn't sound like something I would say. If you told me I was missing a lug nut, I would say, the conversation would go something like this: "Really, I'm missing a lug nut. How many lug nuts are there supposed to be? How many do I have?" And each wheel has 6 lug nuts. I knew that. And I would have said, what does the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles recommend that you have? And they would say, well, 100%. And I would say, well, I have 5 out of 6. That's like 83%. Let's go for the 100%, right? Let's get as close to that as we can get, because that seems safer for a lug nut on a wheel that I need to drive. So that is for that manager to just talk to his employee who said, "Oh yeah, he's fine with it," and not say, "That doesn't sound right. Let's go ahead and put one on there." Apparently they have lug nuts laying around, which I found out this morning. "Oh yeah, no problem." So the other manager said, "You know what? Don't worry about it. Give me 5 minutes. I'll have one on there for you and we'll go." It's just, that is just a lack of customer service. I mean, they ended up making it right in the end, but why would you, and then to sit there and argue with me, "Oh yeah, well, he said he talked to you." And I said, "Well, I don't remember that happened." And he said, "Well, the guy said he talked to you and that you were fine with it." Who would be fine with, "No, I don't need all the lug nuts," whatever, right? So it's, in the end, they made it right, but that's a concerning lack of customer service, in my opinion. And guys, when you talk about, it's not that hard to draw a parallel from driving down the road and your wheel potentially falling off to the huge decision that these people are making when they choose a realtor, right? When they choose a realtor, they are choosing, first of all, you guys we've discussed many times, and you guys know this because you bought your own houses, or you know people who have, and this is the biggest decision they've ever made in their life, this biggest financial decision, to buy a house, right? That's an important decision for them. They want to feel like they're in good hands. They want 100%, not 83. If you tell people I'm an 83% service realtor, you're not going to get a lot of business, right? 100%, guys. Give it 100%. And this is important to these people. This is very important. I drove around for however long without, and maybe I didn't have one when I got there. Maybe I've been driving for 4 years with this vehicle with no lug nut. But it's important. It's important to give good customer service, to stand out, because next time, what am I going to do? I might go back to the same place if they have the best deal, actually. But I'm going to, before I leave there, I'm going to check my lug nuts because I don't trust them, right? So not a bad idea, probably anywhere you go to check your lug nuts. So that's the bottom line, guys. Give good service. Give it your all. Don't, I mean, why would you take somebody's word? You know, the vendors and stuff that you work with. Oh yeah, we got, you know, your photographer goes out and he says, oh, well, I've got terrible pictures, but the owner was fine with it. You know, check up on these things, follow up, make sure that you're doing a good job. That's it. That's my rant for today. And it's about the tire guys at Discount Tire, in case you need to know, which is why we don't call our brokerage Discount Brokerage. So what do you guys, we're going to talk today a little bit about, I've got a lot of things have come through, a lot of questions this week. We have a lot of sellers trying to back out of deals. Have you guys seen this? Sellers trying to back out of deals more than ever. And I think the difference has been, and we've talked about this a little bit already, but the difference has been that we now have the added variable of not just seller's remorse, but we have the added variable of they can't find a house. They can't find anywhere to live. They're having a hard time finding somewhere to live. They just don't want to move yet. They are not ready. They don't want to go live in a hotel for 2 months while maybe their deal fell through that they were buying. We're seeing a lot of that. And anytime you have, and a lot of you guys are getting really stressed out about these folks whose deals are getting delayed, and then they're getting, their deals are getting delayed. So that causes a chain reaction all the way down the line because they're buying somebody else's house and that person's buying somebody else's house. And oh my gosh, everybody's so stressed out, which happens. But we're seeing sellers trying to back out of deals way more than ever before. And guys, it's the issue with being a seller and backing out of a deal is specific performance. They need it. First of all, we're not attorneys, so don't tell them necessarily what their options are. You can tell them what you've seen before, and what they need to do is they need to contact an attorney if they want to back out. And you guys, some of you guys on here on this call right now have had this, and I've told you to have them contact an attorney. And almost every time you've gotten back to me, or I've never heard about it again, but the times you've gotten back to me, you've said, oh, they're going to go ahead and sell. You have the actual damages of the money that the buyer has spent, the appraisal, inspection, etc. If they've hired a moving truck, if they've moved out of their other house, planning to move in, all of these things, those are actual damages. Plus you have the ability to sue for specific performance. Plus you have any other expenses that they want to throw on you. You've got their legal, if they end up hiring a lawyer, you're going to end up paying for their legal stuff. Now, don't tell your clients this is not, I'm telling you guys this, I'm not your attorney, but let them know that you're not an attorney, but tell them the things that you've seen. There are, but most importantly, have them contact an attorney. But the things that you've seen are all of these things. There are actual damages. You can't back out. You are iron. It's an ironclad contract. It's the reason they make it. It is, of course, we've discussed this before. It's more restricting for the seller than the buyer. The buyers, they can't be forced to buy a house. They can lose their deposit. They can be sued for other things that they cost the seller if they back out at the last minute without giving things, but they need to talk to an attorney too. If a buyer tries to back out, they need to talk to an attorney too. Of course, the way the market's been going, sellers have been for the most part, pretty willing to let them back out and put it back on the market and sell it for more money because it keeps going up every month, but that's not going to continue forever. So those are a couple of things that I've seen. Another thing that I've seen is a lot of vacant land, and the person who had this particular question and wanted to discuss it in Wednesday's open forum is not in Wednesday's open forum right now. So we can discuss that at another time, or if you guys want to talk about it now, we can do that as well. I had someone coming in to talk to you about competitive financing options. He's going to be on next week, so we will discuss that at that time. But there are I can tell you there are a lot of things out there right now that lenders are doing to help you guys win offers. Talk to your lender. Find out what they're doing to help you guys win these multiple offer situations, which we're still seeing. And we talked about how it's slowing down a little bit, but it's still, instead of 10 offers the first day, you're getting 6 or 8. So it's still rough out there. Cash offers, all kinds of things on and that aren't winning. And people are writing emails to, I know I've seen some buyer emails directly to the listing agent complaining that they're not, why didn't I win? I put full price cash. Why didn't I get this house? And thinking that their realtor is doing something wrong. And so your clients are probably doing that too, if you're not winning these things. But just be careful with that and try to better yourself. What sets yourself apart? Some of you guys are very confident that if a client works with you instead of with eDual, that you're going to get the house for him and eDual couldn't. Well, put your money where your mouth is. Actually have some bullets in your gun to help you be able to make that claim, be able to feel that way, be able to express that to your client. But you need to have actual things. Really, Dalton, how are you going to help me get this where eDual can't? Right? Well, have answers for that. Have your lender give you answers for that. So that's the kind of thing that sets you guys apart. Learn what sets you apart, but you got to better yourself all the time to set yourself apart. You've got to actually be better than other people and be able to express that to your clients, to your potential clients. Do you guys have any things? Okay, well, now we have the person in Wednesday Open Forum who wanted to discuss this. So let's talk about this as soon as her audio connects, Malvis. Malvis, are you there? Malvis? Okay. Well, I'll get started on this.
I'm sorry. I'm here. I was muted.
No problem. Let's talk about what you want to talk about. Bring me your question that you had, and you wrote it in an email, but share it with everyone, the question that you had about building on their own lot.
Yes. So I had questions regarding new build. And so if you are the owner of a lot, okay, and the lot is already paid for, you are not a realtor, you're the owner. Are you as an owner able to build your own home, meaning I'm going to look for a general contractor who will look then for subcontractors to do the plumbing, everything that is needed in a home? Or is it always necessary for me as a lot owner to build my home to go find a builder? That's question one.
Let's answer question one. A contractor is the same thing as a builder. So you can, as the owner, you can go out and hire your own subcontractors and build your own house. Or you can hire a licensed GC, which is the same thing as a builder, which is all that Pulte or anybody else is a GC, okay?
Okay.
You go out and hire a GC to build your house, and that's what most people do. So, but a lot of times they have builder names. It's going to be, it might be Bob Smith Custom Homes or whatever, but you're looking for a builder. So that is what you're looking for. But yeah, you're absolutely. Hey, this is America. You can hire your own subcontractor. You could go out there and build your own house as long as it passes inspection. You can go out there and build your own house with a pile of lumber and some blocks. I mean, it's up to you, but it has to pass inspection.
Okay, number two. Now, speaking as a realtor, not an owner, if you do have a customer or a potential customer who purchases a lot, and I recently sold one property, right, that went into construction permit, but I did the homework. I met with the builders. We went to the meetings together. I met with the person in charge of that company and yada, yada, yada. But so they agreed to pay me a commission because I brought them a buyer, right? Now, if I am a realtor and I have a customer who is thinking to hire themselves a general contractor to build their home, in that particular case, as a realtor, I'm out of it, correct? Or can I help them during the transaction and still be paid by the general contractor?
You
Or
can find the general contractor for them, Malvis. They don't need
I
your
can,
help after
they
that,
don't.
but you can find the general contractor for them. And when you approach a general contractor, you let them know, look, we need a bid on this house. Go get 3 bids and talk to each contractor before they bid and say, and I'm in this for 3% commission. If they're not willing to pay you, then they can go bid on something else. But that's the way to do that. You get
Okay,
paid by the builder.
By the builder. Okay, so if they, in another word, because the client that the potential customer that I'm talking about, he already spoken to a general contractor without me, because I told them I have builders that I can put you in contact with whenever you are ready to build a home. But he has other connections, and he already has spoken to a general contractor. So I personally did not spoke to this person. So to me, it seems like I'm out. If he decides to go with that person, that I am out of it.
Correct. He went
Okay.
around you pretty much.
Yes. Okay.
And your work is done. And once you set them up with the builder, I mean, you can help here and there, but your work is pretty much done. You're not just like when you sell a new construction, there's, you don't go on site and make sure everything's going okay. But it's very similar to that, guys. When you buy from a Pulte, let's say, they already have the lot, they own the lots, they're building to suit on the lots, build to suit. They build, you can pick one of these things that they'll build to suit you. Whatever unit, whatever model you want, they'll build that. But it's roughly the same thing. Only these GCs and smaller, what we call smaller builders, custom builders, stuff like that, they are going to build on your lot, right? Now, a lot of times, if you find a lot, they'll help you. They'll put it in their name and help you buy the lot and everything, finance it into the whole package. So you don't have to, you don't have to pay cash for the lot. They'll throw it into the deal. And build you a house. And so you want to build, you've got a $100,000 lot and you want to build a $400,000 house on it. Well, they'll make it a $500,000 package and sell it to you and finance it that way through the bank. And they'll do the construction perm and all that stuff. And the client really doesn't have to worry much about it. If that's the kind of thing you're going to do, that's great. And you get paid commission on the whole thing. But once they have the lot and they've contacted the builder, there's not much that they need you for. You don't really have a place in that deal. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Okay. So really the gist of that and what I wanted to get across to you was that yeah, a GC is what the big builders are. They're GCs. So it's the same deal, only you're doing it on your lot. You can get bids from any, you can pick any GC that you want. So you get bids from whomever you want. If you want to get paid a commission, you talk to them about it up front. It comes from the builder unless your client wants to pay you, but I doubt they would. They just say, I'll just pick my own builder and get my own estimates, right? So
yeah, they're kind of close friends, and I have told them before that, before they go out or whatever, to let me be that middleman for them, and they don't have to pay me anything, that I get paid by the builder. But they get their emotions involved and they do their own research and they start calling people. And yesterday he spoke to a contractor that I didn't have a chance to spoke to before him, because he just happened to talk to another owner who built his home, and I guess he got his number from him. So I think, and that's why I wanted to ask. I think in that one case, I am out of it, because if he decides to go with that general contractor, then I have nothing to do with it, because he already.
Correct. So Malvis, how can we avoid this next time?
I don't know what else to do. I told them.
What I would recommend, guys, not that you made any mistakes or anything, because I don't know, but what I would recommend that you guys do is be a little more proactive. When you're getting them the lot, you're in the process of getting the lot, go ahead and introduce them to 3 contractors right now. I guarantee you, if you get out if you call right now, get on Google and look up contractors near you, maybe get some recommendations, stuff like that, and contact these people. You can start a relationship with them. So you can always know, before these people do this, before they're in their feasibility study, even before they even select the land that they want to live in, if they want to live in the Kissimmee area or the Lake Mary area or the Bartow area or whatever, you find 3 builders there, and you contact them and say, hey, I've got someone looking in your area. Will you be happy to give me a bid? And of course they will. And and I want a commission built in. Fantastic. And go ahead and be proactive about it. So you can go ahead and give them, your clients, a list of 3 builders with a bid on if they have plans yet. If they don't have plans yet, they need to come up with some. That's something they're going to need to do to make sure that house will even fit on that lot like they want it. So one of the first things they need to do is come up with a plan or something rough to the plan, and they may want to change that based on, oh, we've got a lake view or we've got a view of the woods or whatever it is. And then they come up with a plan, and then they produce that plan to a builder who, of course, can't give them an exact estimate yet, but you guys will have your foot in the door and you'll already be proactive in introducing them to builders. So that's the kind of thing that you can do to add value and earn a commission. Okay, so create those relationships. You should have builder relationships. You should have lender relationships. You should have title relationships. Okay, and all of these things, you are giving business to builders. You are giving business to title. You are giving business to lenders. Make sure you're getting stuff back out of them. Okay, with builders, it's commission. With the other ones, it should be referrals back to you. All right. Any other questions or comments on that? Okay. Do you guys have any questions about anything before I go? I'm going to go a little bit into paperless pipeline because I'm getting a lot of questions on this. I know Abby is too. We do have a vendor list on there. Please check out your Orlando and Tampa vendor lists. They are on paperless pipeline under the reference tab. There's so much stuff under that reference tab, guys. All kinds of paperwork, all kinds of stuff that you need, referral agreements, W-9. We get a lot of requests for the W-9. It's on there. Everything that you guys will need is on there. Almost everything you guys will need. So go on there. Just even if you're just halfway paying attention to me right now, open another window and go on paperless pipeline and go under the reference tab. There are all kinds of forms and things that you need on there. Some of you guys have been doing, I've heard a lot of this lately, LLCs and stuff like that. Talk to your accountant, see the best way for tax avoidance, not tax evasion, tax avoidance. Find out the best ways to do that. Talk to your accountant. They will tell you whether or not it's worthwhile or in your best interest to open an LLC, PLLC, PA, what would do you the best. They're going to need to know all of your financial, how you do your business, and they're going to give you some recommendations on how to change that. Guys, if you're making any money at all in real estate, it is worthwhile to get an appointment with an accountant. Okay, accountants also want your business. They'll probably give you a free consultation. Talk to them, ask them for a free consultation, and tell them you're looking for an accountant. If you're making any kind of money at all, if you have any kind of tax liability in real estate, whether it is your sole source of income or it is a secondary source of income, figure that out with an accountant and see what's best for you. Now, I've been having a lot of people who have decided to do LLCs, whether at their accountant's advice or not, they've decided that, and they ask me the process. The process is, first of all, you form your LLC. It needs to be in your name, okay? Carell Miller LLC, whatever's on your license, and then LLC, not Happy Real Estate LLC. No, it's got to be under your name. Okay. Then you've got to do a name. You've got to form the LLC in that name. Then you've got to change your name with the DBPR to Carell Miller LLC. That should be your license name. Now you will get a new license with that name on it. Okay. You're going to contact us for a W-9. We'll send you a W-9 to fill out with your FEIN instead of your social security number. Okay. So we can pay your LLC. That's the process. I think that's it. So you're all set up when you do that. Okay. But talk to your accountant, guys. It's, you'll save yourself thousands of dollars in a lot of cases. So be sure to do that. I don't care if you make $5 grand a year or 500 grand a year doing real estate. It is wise to have it set up properly. The things that we write off and don't write off, if you're only making 5,000 a year and you have another job or something, you're probably taking the standard deduction. So some things you can't write off and all that stuff. So maybe it's worth the LLC or not. I don't know. Not your accountant. Go talk to them. I'm not anyone's accountant. I'm not a licensed accountant. So Any questions or anything like that? Abby, do you have anything that you would like to discuss?
Just the pipeline stuff was important to me. I wanted everyone to know about the reference tab. I think people forget about that.
I do.
They do. Idul forgets about it. Yes. Well, thanks, Idul. We'll have to remind, tie a ribbon around your finger. Okay. Well, good. Some of you guys know Larry Angel in the office. Larry Angel will be leaving us soon. She's got a couple of weeks left with us. So Abby will be helpful for you. She is going to be a great resource for you over the next few weeks and beyond that. So you guys still email Larry Angel and include Abby on there if you need something like that. Guys, your CDAs, make sure they're correct and make sure they're uploaded to your deal. Just upload them like you would any other form on your transactions, please.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, quick question.
Yes, sir.
On that CDA, right?
Yes, it's a
When we
CDA
do a-
request form that you guys deal with. So just so you guys know, and I know, Idul, I know you know this, but some of you guys don't. Your CDA request form is an internal document that gets uploaded to your file. We do the actual CDA. We generate it with the computer. You guys have seen them because we send them to you and the title company when they're signed by the broker.
Now, here's a question
Yes.
I have, and I forget. I think we have to do, I don't know if we're supposed to. When we do the CDA request, and then Larry or Abby send the one to the title company, we have on ours that we want our check mailed to our address, right, on the CDA request, but that somehow doesn't get put into the request they send to the title company. So the title company doesn't know, because when you look at it, it doesn't have anything about mailing the check, so they don't know what to do, because on that request form that they're sending doesn't have anything like that. So is there any way they can put it there? Because I was looking it over the last night, and is there like a paragraph they can say, you know, mail agent's check to this address?
That's a good question. I'll check on that. I don't know that. I have seen the forms. I haven't seen the addresses on there. Does anybody else have their address on theirs?
I always put mine. I never have my check picked up. I always mailed, but there's no way it shows up on the request that Abby sent to the title.
Okay, Dalton, you were about to say something. Is your address show up on yours?
Let me check.
Okay, I don't think so. I don't think I've seen the people's.
No,
address
it doesn't. I don't think so.
Well, I know yours doesn't, but that might be because some people's addresses aren't loaded in there, although yours should be. So what I would say in the meantime is when you guys send, title companies always ask you for what's your percentage? Do you charge a transaction fee? Blah, 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 right? Before every deal. That's where I would say, you know, yeah, the MLS shows I'm getting 2.5% or 3% or whatever. We're charging the 175 fee or the 350 fee. And please mail my check to, when you get my disbursement authorization, please mail my check to 123 Oak Street.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would recommend for you guys, even just in case. But I'll see what we can do about that if that's possible. I don't know that it is.
Ryan, on the CDA, so the section says FRI and what we owe to them, and the next section says what you owe to yourself. And I always put my address right underneath my name. Just checked all my CDAs come in, they have my address on there.
Okay, the ones that come in from us do? They do.
The one that we fill out, the CDA request, that has where we
Yeah,
put
it's got a
our
place for your
address.
address. Right,
Yeah,
right.
we have that. But when they send this one that comes from the office, there's a couple paragraphs that I think they can add it, like where it says, please mail a copy of the final settlement statement with Florida Realty investment check to the address shown above. That'll be Florida Realty. And then
Right,
right
well, ours is
below,
the same for everyone, so it's on the form. But I'm worried about you know, your individual ones being on there. So Dalton, are you saying the ones that we send, that we copy the title company on, they have your address? Because we probably just have inputted your address into the system and we haven't inputted Idul's address into the system.
Yeah, I just attached one of my CDAs to the chat. So if you, this is the one from the office, and they have my address on there.
Okay. I'll take a look at
Yeah,
that.
I've got, I fill my address out on the original internal form. And when I get them, when I see the CDA that's gone to the title company, my address is in there.
Okay, Idul, it sounds like you're just, we just haven't put your address in there and everybody else's is. Or a
Yeah,
lot of other
because
people.
mine, I mean, I have my address on the CDA.
Yeah, we just don't have it and we haven't input it into our system, so we'll take care of that. Looks like Abby's already working on it. So she's gonna put it in there now. If you will, well, send Abby a private message, Idul. Do you know how to do a private chat message? Send her a private one with your address. Because if you put it,
Okay,
if you put it in the main chat, we're all gonna show up at your house.
I know, I'll send her an email.
All right, email, there you go.
I'll show up at
All
mine.
right. Well, so, okay, so we got that figured out. We just didn't have your duels in there. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Dalton. Any other questions or anything that will, that you guys are wondering? Some companies will do wire deposits. Mandy says, I think maybe she means commissions. I don't know. But I think she does. Obviously, they take escrow deposits by wire, but I think they obviously they do pay commission.
Hey, Ryan, I have a
Yeah.
question. Ada here.
Yes, Ada, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Well, different topic, but I guess since we're talking about everything else, how are we winning offers nowadays? I have a couple of buyers and we keep losing at cash offers. I don't know what to do. I mean, they're not those people that have ton of cash. So we're offering like 10 over asking and agreeing to paying like 10K over appraisal, because one of them, she doesn't want to waive appraisal completely. So I'm stuck there. Obviously,
Okay.
we're losing every time. Yeah.
Let me tell you something about cash offers. Cash offers are waiving appraisal.
Right.
Cash offers don't
Obviously.
fall apart at the last minute, right?
Right.
That's why you're losing. And it doesn't matter if you offer $1 million for a $250,000 house. If you're stuck to 10,000 over appraisal, what good does that do? So cash offers, I would rather take a cash offer. Let's say I have a 250. I'd rather take a cash offer for 250 than your finance offer for 260. That'll go 10 grand above appraisal, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, if I see something that CMA's out at 220, I'm probably going to list it for 250 because you guys are going to pay it. And I know that the appraisal is probably going to come in at 225. And what good does it do me to take your offer for 260? That's going to net me 235.
Right. So then I should push for to waive the appraisal, right? Or just we can't do anything.
Well, yeah, and Ada, and I hate to do this because I feel like I do it every other week. The appraised value is not the market value, and people, no seller of mine is ever going to take appraised value or be limited by appraised value in this market. Okay, in a buyer's market, sure, we'll take any offer you put any offer you're willing to sign, we'll take it. But in a seller's market, absolutely not. I'm not being limited by that. And if I get a full price cash offer, and frankly, properties that we just had one for 240, we got 3 full price cash offers. 3 full price cash offers at 240 and a bunch of finance offers.
Yeah.
So the finance offers are out immediately when you get 3 full price cash ones, and then it's highest and best full price cash. Let's go. Let's see who's going to go over. So
like
it's still, guys, it's still like that for a 250. I can tell you for a 250 condo, it's still like that. It's still people willing to do a 3-day inspection. We didn't have any. I probably could have negotiated a no inspection on it. You know. So well, you know, I see what's going on in the chat here. What is the price that they're looking? What's the range they're looking at?
We're looking between like 250, 280 to 300. She's been pre-approved for 310, but she's trying to stay under that. This one particular buyer. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, so what are you worried about with only 5,000 down? Why would you only do 5,000 down? I mean, it's granted it's 2%. So it's not,
I mean, I
in a normal market, that's perfectly fine. But in this market,
what's a perfect escrow? I guess it's like 10,000 minimum, or what should we put, 5%?
No, it's usually 2%, 3% is usually a good escrow.
Okay.
You know, people are doing, yeah, I would do 5% in this market, put 12.5 down, something like that.
Okay.
But I mean, something with 5 digits to catch their attention, to make you think you're serious, and you're going to get it back if something
Right.
goes wrong anyway.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but you know, when you say they've got, how much cash do they have?
She has to pay for closing. She has a 5% down pre-approval, so she has money for that, and probably like 10,000 extra to pay. That's about it.
Okay, so you've got somebody that can only go 10,000 over appraisal.
Yeah.
They really are limited to that.
Yeah.
They are going to, you're going to work very hard for them,
Yeah.
and they may not be buyers right now.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
I mean, I wouldn't run them off. I'd keep trying, but
Right.
just realize that they, you know, set their expectations. Guys, the best thing you can do, I always tell you this, is to be honest with your clients.
Mhm.
Be honest. You'll be surprised how often they can find 10 grand more somewhere. Uncle Pat's got 10 grand somewhere. Somebody's got something, and they can find that if they really want to buy right now and take advantage of these rates.
Yeah. No, I have
Which is the
another
kind of thing
couple
you
right
said.
now. I'm trying to get them pre-approved, but they're from Canada, so the income is kind of messy. So I set them up with a lender, and they're in the same situation, if not worse. But I already told them, listen, you have to come up with money because we have to waive everything. There's no way we're going to win anything without waiving appraisal. Maybe the inspection would do like a short period, but I said we cannot do anything. And they're on the low price range, so maybe I can do some with them. But I said I'm not going to do anything more with appraisal contingencies because it's not, I mean, it's a waste of time.
It's hard to, yeah, it's hard to, so if they're at a lower price range than that, it's hard to even find anything that's not a 1 or 2 bedroom condo. But that stuff is out there, and it depends on,
Yeah,
depends on where
they're
you're willing
open
to
to
live.
every area, so you know it doesn't matter. It has not to be Orlando. So we're looking. There was just a perfect home right now in the market for like 200 in St. Cloud. It was like a 2-bedroom, one bath. That's perfect for them, but just obviously, we just already went under contract. So
Sure. Yep. All right. Well, yeah, you got a couple of tough deals there. Ada.
Real quick, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Use your weekends. Inspection period. I haven't had an inspection period longer than 3 days all year. So if you write a contract on Wednesday, like tonight, I'm writing an offer. I have a 3-day inspection, knowing that it's going to end on Saturday, which means it's going to roll to Monday. So most agents don't realize that. They think, oh, 3-day inspection, and it's rolling to Monday. If you don't have money, so I won an offer this week just by being creative. If you don't have the money to work with, I looked all the way around these people's house. They had Bucs stuff, Buccaneers football stuff all over the house. So I threw into my offer. They're paying me 3% commission. I know that I'd probably get 2.5 on everything else. I said, hey, I'll throw in opening day tickets to you to the Bucs Cowboys game, which is a big game since they won the Super Bowl last year. And they loved it and they took the offer. Problem is, my client is making $200 less biweekly than they were making before. So $400 less a month. So they couldn't get approved for that house. So, but if you don't have the money on a pre-approval, or you don't have extra, like a whole lot extra cash, choose title, throw in money from your commission. If you're getting paid 3%, do creative things and shorten your inspection periods and put in higher escrows. Definitely do those.
Yeah, and Dalton, that's a great point. The inspector we had in to do the CE was telling you guys they're guaranteeing 48 hours inspections. I had another inspector call me wanting to do a class with you guys. They're doing 48-hour inspections. Lots of people are guaranteeing these 48 hours inspection. Inspectors have figured out, like we talked about last week, the inspectors have figured out that to compete in this market, they've got to move quickly. And so they've made it happen. So that's what's going on, and take advantage of those things. If you need the names, you can look up the CE that we did last week, Max Home Inspections, and I've got another name for you as well. But I bet you can get it out of just about any inspector right now. Get them to promise you a 48-hour turnaround time, and that should be, they'll work on Saturdays as well. So get them out there. But yeah, if someone takes a 3-day inspection tonight, anytime today, you've got till Monday at 5 o'clock. All right. Weekends do not count. Weekends count if they're in the middle of the inspection. If you do a 7-day today, the weekends count. But if it ends on a Saturday or Sunday, it rolls over to Monday. Or with Labor Day coming up, it'll roll over to Tuesday that week. Yeah, same thing if it's 2 days, if it's tomorrow. Yep. Any other questions or comments? How can we help you guys? Anything we could possibly do better? I told you, Abby, we're perfect. Nothing we could do better.
Hey, Ryan,
Oh, great. You do a little, yes, sir.
you know what I noticed? I just noticed this, a lot of agents, they, you know, like when we do the inspection, once they get the inspection report, you order the appraisal. I noticed I have a couple listings and I noticed a lot of the agents, they don't. They wait. For whatever reason, you know, with the buyers, they're not paying whatever. Then they have to rush the appraisal, which you have to pay double to get it done. But I've been a little like a jerk. I'm not extending their closing date because they're not doing their appraisal on time. They're just waiting, like inspection done like a week, 2 weeks, and they didn't order appraisal yet. And here's closing coming.
Guys,
So I always call the lender an
Okay.
agent.
Who's the boss right now, guys? Who's the boss on any contract negotiation? Who's in charge? Who's got all of the chips?
The sellers.
The sellers, right? You guys need, I don't know if you guys need a checklist, but it's actually just right there in those 11 pages, all the things that are important, right?
Yeah.
In a contract. Guys, I've told you guys this a lot of times now. If you are, and I've told you guys this since they changed the contract back into the as is back in 2017. And they made that, they put that in an appraisal contingency in the actual financing contingency. They snuck it in there. They need to have their appraisal done within 24 days, 21 days, whatever it is. Make sure it's back by day 30, okay? Every time, because otherwise they can delay you and drag you out and get their deposit back, all right? So
Right.
that is, right now, that needs to be in the additional terms of your contracts if you're representing the seller. Appraisal to be done within the first 24 days, all right? Because now we're gonna get that appraisal back quickly and they're gonna get on it and the lender has to get on it. And you have to track it. You have to be in charge of it. Guys, look, you've got a listing right now, pretty easy to sell, right? The only hardest part is making the spreadsheet when you get 43 offers. So it's pretty easy to sell. Take care of your client, follow up on the dates, collect your 10 grand, 15 grand, whatever you're making, and be happy with it. All right. Guys, follow up, make them, you're calling the shots as the seller. Because when your seller turns around and has to buy something, you're going to be taking all the punches. Well, when you're representing the seller, you're in charge, you get to make the rules. You are this is where you shine as a realtor. You shine in your ability to protect your client from wasting their time on the market, from not collecting the buyer's escrow deposit when the buyer doesn't perform, from bad appraisals. You're protecting your clients, and that's what you need to do. Your seller is calling the shots here, but they need a realtor who knows what they're doing. Add value, guys. And one of those things to do that adds value is an FRI agent is going to demand that the buyer have their appraisal back in 24 days. So we don't wait around to see what happens. And then how many times you guys ever had a seller get mad at you, even in a regular market, get mad at you because the buyer tied their property up for 45 days and they didn't end up closing and they can't collect their $5,000 deposit. It's happened to everybody before, right? Because of some kind of Yahoo contingency that they got off on, right?
Right.
How do you feel as a realtor when that
Contingency.
happens? How do your sellers feel about you as a realtor when that happens? They may not know, they may not even judge you harshly. Some of them overjudge you. And some of them aren't really that upset about it, but a lot of them are. A lot of them think you did a bad job. Even if they don't tell you, they think that. And they think, you know what? Let's just ride it out with Dalton, but next time we're going to get a good agent, right? So make sure you're protecting your clients, because a client today is not just worth this last deal unless they're 100 years old. This is not their last deal. Okay. You want to stay their agent, you do a good job for them. Discount Tire was getting my money from Friday, no matter what, no matter how good of a job they did. But next time I'll reconsider, right? Those of you who missed the Discount Tire story, I apologize. So
I did, sorry, I was late.
Hey, Joel, you know what? We'll catch up over a Kool-Aid sometime. Not gonna go into it. So, buyer wave survey and appraisal contingency for my current listing. Way to go, Joy. That's why you've got that smiley face by your name. Way to go. That's, guys, bully these people around. I know that we teach you not to be bullies. I mean, not at FRI, just society teaches you not to be bullies, but bully these people around when you're the listing agent. And for you buyer, you guys are representing buyers out there right now, don't take it personally, because people are going to bully you around. And when these people, 5 to 7 years from now, these buyers that you're representing are going to sell, and they're going to use you to do it. And hopefully it'll be a seller's market again, and you can bully people around. But, and guys, it won't be long before buyers are bullies again, like they were, 5 years ago, telling the sellers, this is what you're going to take and you're going to like it. Right? So, any other questions, comments, success stories? You want to brag about something? I know Daryl's not here to brag, but somebody would step in there. Anybody? You guys are doing well. Numbers are great. You guys are closing deals. Very, very proud of you guys. Any other questions or comments? Nothing, huh? So next week, we're going to talk about some creative financing things, ways to win deals. We're going to talk about, we'll go further into this. Ada, you'll want to be there for that with your clients. You guys, a lot of you guys feel her pain on that. You have buyers who are not particularly strong and they're struggling out there, especially in that 200 to 300 range, even above that, where people are just coming in with cash and beating up all your, nobody cares about your pre-approvals. So we'll talk about that next week, and we've got some other stuff.
Hey Ryan, I have one question.
Yes.
Oh, is there any presence at the Realtor Expo this week, or do you have any insight on how much that is?
How much it is to have
the Realtor Expo
there? To have a booth there?
No, just in general. Is it free?
The expo part's free. Yeah, you can go wander around down there. As far as I know, I believe the expo part is free. If you want to just go wander around and see what's out there, yeah.
Okay.
As far as having a booth down there, that wouldn't do you any good. It's just a bunch of realtors. But you'll go down there and you'll see a bunch of people trying to sell you leads and sell you systems and sell you software and sell you CRMs and sell you all kinds of stuff. But it's cool to see what's out there. And I don't mean anything bad by them trying to sell it to you. Some of it's worth having.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet. But if you want to go rub elbows with a bunch of realtors, all bajillion of them, you certainly can. And there is some cool stuff down there.
Sure, I found Daryl out there.
Daryl is definitely there. I saw on his Facebook he was headed down there.
Cool.
He's there. You could probably find him. Any other questions or comments? Oh, so next week that also we're going to have an update soon on health insurance options and stuff like that. Are you guys? Some of you guys were not with us last time the health insurance folks came. We do have benefits available for you guys. So if you're interested in that, even if you're not, that's coming up. We're moving forward. Any particular kinds of tradespeople you guys would like to? Now's your time to chip in if you are to chime in if you would like to hear from any particular kind of vendor. I don't care, a photographer, appraiser, inspector. We just had an inspector. Lender, we've had lots of lenders. Title people, whoever you'd like to hear from, now's your time to chime in. You can email me if you'd like. You can respond to the email I sent today, or actually start a new one. That's my favorite, is when you guys start new ones with new subject lines. Otherwise, they all get drowned out. So if there's nothing else, guys, I appreciate you all coming. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Hopefully we got some questions answered, and we got some some things learned, and we learned about customer service and what we're going to do. We're going to give everybody all their lug nuts, get everybody down the road. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon. Appreciate it.